Good morning and welcome to the Senior Hour, which is sponsored by Comfort Keepers in Home Care, Santa Clarita Hearing Center, and Traditions Healthcare Hospice. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS. This is a show for, about, and by seniors, giving information to enhance one's quality of life. And speaking of seniors, our first guest this morning is Kevin MacDonald, who's the CEO of the Santa Clarita Valley Senior Center. Welcome.
Good morning. Great to be with you.
Good to see you again.
Welcome, Kevin.
Thank you, Dr. Jane.
So, what's on the schedule today and
it?
for the rest of the year at the Senior Center?
And the rest of next year.
We're rocking through the rest of the year. It's
all right.
It's
as usual.
Yeah, lots of good things happening. One of the things that people don't realize, I think, in the Valley is the drive-in events that we're doing are off the charts, high quality, wonderful drive-in events where you can stay in the comfort of your car, keep safe. We meet all the county protocols. And oh my goodness, we had a great comedy night last weekend. Great music going on. We had Elf in a big screen on Sunday night, and we had such a good time with that one. The wind picked up, so it almost blew the screen away. But these are massive screens, and you just sit in the comfort of your car. I had one family come, and we had people stay in your car with your family. They brought their Subways, they brought their popcorn, they had a party in this minivan, and they watched Elf together, and it was a great night out to do something, because where else are you going to go right now? You come to the Senior Center Drive-In. So we have a few more events coming up this Saturday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We have Doc Rockets is coming, and they're going to have a concert for about an hour and a half in our parking lot. So you want to do something with your family, come out and listen to Doc Rockets this Saturday, and just go to our website and check us out and just register there. But it's free concert. And then next week, which is Christmas week, we're having the Valencia Christian Church is coming, and their choir is going to sing Christmas carols for people at the drive-in parking lot.
In the parking lot.
At 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Tuesday. So
goodness.
they're going to share their stuff for Christmas week. And and then in January, we've already booked a concert in January. We have a drive-in in January, and we also have a comedy afternoon in January.
A drive-in movie.
A drive-in movie. So every weekend in January almost, except for the first one, we're booking with an event for people to just come to the drive-ins, and they're almost all free. So it's a lot of fun to get out of the house and stay safe.
You need to print up more of these then.
I know I do.
This was very helpful.
Yes,
very helpful.
Each month we're going to throw a concert, a comedy night, and a drive-in movie. And just to keep people something to do, something to look forward to. We all need something to look forward to during these times.
Yes,
absolutely.
we do.
And who could have imagined, one of the comedians got up and said, I know I've made it when I'm at the Senior Center at a drive-in and looking at 50 cars in front of me, and I'm doing comedy in the middle of a pandemic. And you're like, yes, you've made it.
That's right. But you know something though, Kevin, not too many senior centers are doing what you are doing. And that's the sad part. And I know you and others at the Senior Center have said you will collaborate with other senior centers to help them get drive-in in their community as well. So we're all working on bringing the events that you have put on at our senior center to keep our seniors and our community active and still moving forward. So I will tell you, kudos to all of you, Kevin, you and everybody else at the senior center, for doing what you're doing, because others aren't as lucky as we are. But we're going to spread that luck to others and bring a good 2021 to everybody out there. So thank you for what you're doing, and we all the seniors, all the older adults appreciate these activities that you are providing. And there are more, aren't there, Kevin? There are other things that are definitely going on at the Senior Center. And do me a favor, talk about the meals that you are providing, because to me, that's extraordinary in itself.
Sure, and let me do that, but I do want to thank the City of Santa Clarita has been very good to us in supporting us, and Blythe Burchell leads our team with Robin Clow, and they put on these wonderful events for us, and with the city's backing, we're able to do things that others can't do. So we are very, very fortunate going forward that people have our back and want to encourage these continued events. And then Dr. Jim was leading into the meals, and we've been known for meals for 30 to 40 years now, for a long time, but nothing like this. And I have 100 volunteer Meals on Wheels drivers. It's amazing
Wow.
what this community produces. Some of them are doing 2 and 3 shifts because we got
Wow.
over 110 shifts going out every single week delivering meals. This week, for the first time in our history, we're going to break 800 Meals on Wheels in one day.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
800 in one day, and it's amazing. Fortunately, we're able to get some more cars to get them out on the road, to get the volunteers. Lynn Hazen and Lynn Schlossman are coordinating all that for us, and with those volunteers, it's really and then the kitchen crew comes in at 5:30, so don't forget them, cooking the meals, because all of our meals are fresh in Santa Clarita, and nobody else can say that right now. All of our are fresh
Yeah.
for Meals on Wheels, so we don't buy them from anywhere except for our weekend meals. And so they get a fresh meal every day. And now we're doing some hot meals. So Thursday and Friday is a hot meal, which is new. So we're rolling out a whole hot menu for the new year. And so anything to
Oh,
make life
Kevin.
just a little more comfortable.
Oh, wow.
And the seniors' response is really, I got a good meal. I'm doing okay. Thank you for dropping off the meal. Thank you for the courtesy. And also keeping the social distance and doing it in following the protocols in the delivery of those meals, because it's a pandemic and they're still doing it every day.
Well, you know,
And-
it's interesting. I used to do that. I
Right.
used to deliver home delivered meals or Meals on Wheels many years ago. And it was one of the most rewarding volunteer positions I have ever been involved in. It really was, because those seniors, and so many of them at the time when I was doing it, were shut in.
Right.
I mean, they couldn't get out. And I'd walk up with the meal in my hand at some of these senior complexes, and they'd be waiting with the curtain open, and just a big smile and
Right.
and their hands clapping and so excited to see you. And at that time, we would take the meals in, sit down and chat for a few minutes, and make sure everything was okay. And then
Yep.
we'd get back in the car and go deliver the next one. It was such fun doing that.
Right.
It
And
really was.
it's fun, but in the pandemic, it's a lot of hard work. And these
Yes.
are really working
Yeah.
hard out there because they're delivering more meals, 30 to 40 meals on a route and getting them out. And people are being flexible with our time because we try to get them out the best we can. So that combination of that, and then the drive-through, which we started right after the pandemic started, we've seen a significant increase in the drive-through, and we're over almost 400 people a day over that. So we're making 1,200 meals a day in that kitchen. I don't know how they do it because they're showing up at 5:30 cooking like crazy. And kudos to Joanna and her staff.
Yep.
They're just really doing it. On the other hand of this, though, the gratitude we're getting back, I've never seen it in my life. They're such gracious receivers, and sometimes you do good things and the other side doesn't give gratitude back, and that's just the way
That's
life
right.
is sometimes. Not with the seniors in this community. Oh my
No.
goodness, they are so the graciousness is just out there. I see it every day in the drive-through personally. They see it on the routes.
Well,
And-
they're so thankful.
Well, but that attitude of thanks is just it's
I
not
know.
everywhere. This is really special. What's going on?
Yeah.
And
I'm
just
sure
just
it
to make-
is.
Just to make another point, Kevin, though, that first of all, if we were still in Newhall, it probably would have been a different story because our kitchen would not have been able to accommodate what you're doing now. So, thank goodness to the city of Santa Clarita, the county of Los Angeles, and those donors who contributed to the new senior center, because now we do have this facility to be able to utilize to get these meals out. In addition to that, the county asked you to help with the other valley in the north, Antelope Valley, and you're also providing meals to them to a certain degree. And, without that, some of the seniors in that valley would not be having meals and hot meals either. So the fact that we have a big enough kitchen and we have a fond community for older adults by many people volunteering has made a huge difference for our population to be fed, but also give back to those who need it.
Yeah, you're right. And, Antelope Valley, we're doing 1,300 meals a day. So we're actually doing more in Antelope Valley than Santa Clarita Valley.
Really?
So there's a lot going on.
Whoa.
But going back
How
to
are you doing that?
we got great staff and we got big trucks. They're like good humor trucks that run around Antelope Valley. But, when you talk about Bella Vita opening up in April 2019 and the ballroom, which we all know is these beautiful tables, 39 tables, it's a food production facility because we have to keep 6 feet apart. So all the food is happening in the middle of the ballroom. And almost every room in Bella Vita has been transformed into either a pantry or food supplies or Meals on Wheels supplies. So we are very grateful. You're right. We could not have done this at Market Street. So weird timing in our lives, but how grateful we are. We could not have a drive-through like we're having right now with 450 people showing up. And we have a parking lot that can hold events. We have a parking lot that can do a drive-through. So we are very, very fortunate that, anyway, in a weird way, this is just we have the resources to pull this off.
And it was
right.
meant to be.
Yes.
It was absolutely meant to be. Because when you stop and think about it, this valley, this community is full of seniors. We have a large senior population here, and it's growing all the time. And I know I live in the housing tract across from Friendly Valley. That place is full.
And our challenge is, and that's why we're doing radio today, is to get the word out to make sure seniors know that these services are available to them. Almost all of them are free. So
right.
they just need to call the Senior Center and check in with us, and we'll get them connected.
And that's 661-259-9444.
You got it.
Absolutely. It's etched in my brain from now on.
And let me give you the website, because I'm not sure you know that one.
Oh, that's true.
And the website has all the information. It's myscvcoa.org. And that has all the information, too, to register for everything. And we're going to try to make that easier. I think that's a little complicated. But myscvcoa.org. The classes are all free now through June. Every class, we have great instructors from Zumba to yoga to Tai Chi, from art classes. We just have some wonderful classes going on, and they're all for free. So what are you looking forward to on Thursday and Friday? Well, take a class and try it, because they're free, and it's wonderful. And we got top-notch instructors doing that and leading seniors sit and be fit. So if you're not running around your living room, sit on a chair and take the sit and be fit. You never know what's going to meet your need. But I think during this time of isolation and loneliness, I think we all need something to look forward to.
That's
and
very true.
it may be a class, it may be an event, it may be a nice meal. We had a lady comes to the drive-thru every day, and she just yells out her window, and she just said, "This is the only thing I do all day, and I love it." And you're like, "You got it." And we have this drive-thru crew of Jackie Hartman leads it with Serene and a team. They dress up almost, it seems like every day. Every Wednesday they dress up. They have a hoot and a holler, having a great time to make it an experience and not just your boring drive-thru. This is not your McDonald's drive-thru.
Oh, no.
You're being greeted by about 5 different people. They're asking you about your life. They're chatting over 6 feet. Everyone's got their masks on. But they have a piano player in the parking lot 2 days a week. And when the grand piano is in the parking lot, you know something strange is going on. And but they're enjoying some wonderful music and being treated like this is an event. And everything, if we can make it just a little more special for our seniors, then let's do it.
Absolutely, because seniors are the ones who are shut in, so to speak.
Yes.
They really are, because they're more susceptible to catching anything. I know both of my kids said, "Mom, you cannot go back east for Christmas. You cannot do it." And so I called my doctor, and he said, "No, it's not wise. You know,
Yeah.
if you were 50 years old or 60 years old, that's a different matter. But you're not."
Right.
You know?
And that's why that's a driving force, I think, behind the services is just for that reason, Barbara. You know, we want to protect our seniors. We know they're the most vulnerable population during this pandemic. So do everything you can for them, and keep them safe at the same time. And when we make a decision, that's behind the decision. How do we protect our seniors?
Yes, that's very true.
And we also want to worry about their mental health, and some of that joy and fun is important for our mental. When's the last time you really laughed loud? We need to do that.
Yeah.
That's very true. Very true.
Just so people do know, though, the senior center is closed in terms of the doors being closed.
Yes.
But operationally, it is going full strength. So people need to know we are still working over there in many aspects that you're talking about, Kevin.
Yeah, we've never been busy. We've never been busier with the staff-wise. I still got 80 staff working really hard to meet the demands, and they've working extremely hard during this whole time. So we're very fortunate with a great attitude for that team as well. But they know why they're doing it. But you're right, the doors are locked. You can't get in that place if you're not a staff member or volunteering in our kitchen in the morning. So it's an important time to know that. But they see the symbol of that beautiful building and knowing, boy, a lot's coming out of that in different ways.
Well,
and supportive services is still open as well. And caregivers and seniors need to know if they're having some kind of problem, whether it be a physical or especially a mental problem, financial problem, a hunger problem, there are staff members at the senior center that they can call 259-9444 and get some help.
You are absolutely right. I got some great we call them care managers, social workers. We call them care managers. They're right on it. If you're in a pickle, if you're in a crisis, call us, just like you said, because we'll walk you through. If you need counseling, you need someone to talk to, don't pay a counselor. Call us. We're free. Our people are there to serve you. If you need a support group, those are going on. They're going on via Zoom. We're not meeting in person, but we're there for you. So it's just that phone number, and again, share it with your neighbors because you may not need it, but your neighbor might need it.
That's very true. And I can't wait for it to be opened again because I want to get that room dedicated to Russ.
Yes.
I really do. I mean, he was one of the originators of the Committee on Aging and the Senior Center here.
Well, and we appreciate your donation to make that happen, but we're going to dedicate that room when you're available to come in with your family. And it's safe to come in, but we're waiting for that nice day.
I know that. I'm so looking forward to that. I really am because it means so much to me. Because that room will be dedicated to him. He so deserved it. He really did.
Yes,
and it reminds me of your generous donation there. And we're in the middle of an appeal campaign, what we call it. And we've sent letters and emails out to a lot of the community. And we're getting some nice results back from that, saying what we're doing.
Yeah, I sent you one.
Right.
You should be did you get it already?
Yes, we got it. So we're a private nonprofit organization, so all the support goes to support the services that we're offering for free. So it's really, really nice. So we've had a nice response from our appeal campaign. So they can check out our website to get involved in that and make a donation as well.
And that website is myscvcoa.org.
You got it.
And the phone number is 661-259-9444. It was great having you, Kevin.
Great to be with you. Great to be with you, Dr. Jean, as well.
Super job. Thank you so much
Yes.
for adapting and continually helping our seniors out. We will look back a year from now. Things should be better, but we will look back and, Kevin, say how our senior center did not fail anybody. It kept everybody up. It kept their spirits up. It kept our community up. So thank you and all those at the senior center for doing a super job for us.
Well, thank you. Thank you for your support and letting us share some news today.
Terrific. We'll see you soon.
You got it.
I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS.
Join us this fall for online fun with the Canyon Theater Guild online youth workshops. Super fun classes with acting, singing, dancing, audition tips, script writing, scene study, improv, and putting on real shows created for online performance. Get creative, meet new friends, and most of all, have a blast from the comfort of your own home. Call 661-799-2702 or ctgworkshops@gmail.com or canyontheater.org.
Lots of people can build websites, but there's one Santa Clarita company that specializes in designing websites for your business. Small Dog Creative. The Small Dog Creative team is made up of local designers who are hands-on. Their talented team of experts build premium websites and redefine branding. Small Dog Creative doesn't just build websites. They'll upgrade your business's online presence and turn your business into a powerful online brand. Small Dog Creative. Santa Clarita's most innovative web and design company. SmallDogCreative.com.
Olive Terrace Bar and Grill is the hottest new Mediterranean fusion restaurant in Santa Clarita with unique delicacies like seafood right off the boat, mouth-watering prime steaks, artesian sandwiches, delicious pastas, and tasty kebabs. Unwind on their cozy outdoor patio at their weekend champagne brunch, full menu, and weekly specials at oliveterracebarandgrill.com. Check out their full bar and happy hour daily specials in Valencia on Copper Hill and Newhall Ranch Road by LA Fitness. Olive Terrace Bar and Grill, delicious food seasoned with love.
Aloha, friends. Go check out Honu Coffee, home of the best cold brew coffee. What makes their coffee special is how their organic coffee beans are infused with nitrogen to create a smooth and delicious cup of coffee. You'll also find traditional bold coffees and island-inspired signature drinks. They're the perfect place to catch up with friends or just relax with your favorite cup of joe. Honu Coffee on Lyons and Walnut in Newhall. Stop by and say aloha.
And now for your convenience, a second Honu location at 23502 Lyons Avenue between Peachland and Apple.
It's time to plan that incredible holiday feast, which means it's time to visit Bob's Country Meats. You see, Bob's Country Meats has the finest prime ribs, turkey, and ham. You'll taste the difference. Want to make your holiday feast really stand out? How about serving a traditional Christmas goose? Goose, ribs, prime rib, ham, turkey. You know you'll get the best at Santa Clarita's store for quality meats. Bob's Country Meats. Place your order now on Soledad in Canyon Country. This holiday, make it Bob's Country Meats.
This holiday music is brought to you by Providence Holy Cross Medical Center, your community health partner. To learn more about their award-winning care, call 1-888-HEALING or visit online at providence.org/holycross.
Your hometown station.
Life takes us in different directions sometimes, and we may not always have computer access for breaking news. KHTS has a solution. Text alerts. Breaking news you need to know about fast. Freeway closed? We'll text you directly. Emergency police activity in the Santa Clarita Valley? We'll text you. Sign up now for text alerts at hometownstation.com. KHTS has your back.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
When you hire a CPA firm or tax preparer, you want a firm with people who understand you, your business and industry, and participates in your local community. You need a firm that has long-standing, successful professional relationships around Southern California with attorneys, bankers, and other CPA firms who can provide additional help to your personal and business needs. Denny & Company, LLP. CPAs that make life less taxing. Call 286-8860, 286-8860.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS. And we are now speaking with one of our sponsors, Myles McNamara of Comfort Keepers in Home Care. How are you doing, Myles?
I'm doing well, guys. How you holding up?
Oh, fantastic. Getting sick and tired of doing jigsaw puzzles, but you know.
How many now, Barb?
62.
Holy Toledo.
That is something.
Well, my daughter and I went to Target. When did we go? Sunday. And picked up 4 more.
Well, like we talked about before, you're such an expert now. You got to start from the middle out now to challenge yourself.
Yeah, No, you got to do the edges first. That way you work your way in. But it's fun because it does keep your mind active, which is a good thing. You know,
use it or lose it.
That's right. And I get sick and tired of watching television. I mean, same thing over and over and over and over. But with a jigsaw puzzle, it makes it a little more interesting. And my kids bought me a beautiful board that I can do large puzzles on. And instead of leaning over the card table like I was, this way I have it, my son attached it to a piece of furniture on wheels so that I can put it in front of me and it lifts up so that I have it at an angle. And the pieces don't slide off because there's a kind of a felt material. So it works beautifully.
Oh, wow.
It's been a lifesaver. It really has.
Sounds puzzling to me. But I'm pumped. But anyway, that sort of segues into what I wanted to kind of talk about today too. So you read my mind, Barbara. Is well, first, as always, for folks who haven't heard of home care in the past, I always like to kind of open up touching on what home care is versus home health and what the benefits are for our seniors. But a lot of times, and I'm sure you see this daily, Dr. Jean, is folks confuse us with nurses and home health, and it could be further from the truth. We are a non-medical personal assistant service. I always like to call us like a concierge or a personal valet, because a lot of times what our seniors need in the house is just a helping hand to, enhance their independence, allow them to stay safely in their home. Now, obviously, we have some clients that need a lot more help if they're, struggling with cognitive impairment or dementia or whatever. But, as far as just the activities of daily living, that sometimes our seniors need a helping hand with to maintain their independence and safety in their own home. And that basically covers the whole gamut of we can help with meals, we can help with keeping the house in order, we can help with bathing and showering, we can help with meal preparation, make sure that nutritious meals are being eaten, and our dog days of summer are waning now, but still hydration and making sure that our seniors stay hydrated is very important. We can take our seniors to their doctor's appointments. All my comfort keepers drive and have their own automobile, so getting them to the doctors, dancing around the COVID restrictions, of course, at this point in time. Mm-hmm. But also with the time of COVID is we find that a lot of the families, obviously miss their loved ones and stuff, but to reduce the traffic in and out of the house and that 6 degrees of separation of exposures and bringing in the virus is to reduce the traffic into our seniors' homes, because we contact trace and symptom check and do all the precautions with our comfort keepers, and we reduce that traffic in and out to make sure our seniors are looked after. And maybe the family's relegated to virtual contact with their seniors, but we can get in there where the rubber meets the road and make sure that they're eating well and that they're being assisted in and out of the shower if it's needed. So we're not nurses, and that's a lot of the confusion that happens a lot of times. Our seniors and families will say, well, we don't need you yet. Well, don't wait till you need us. I mean, be a little proactive so there isn't a slip and fall in the shower or, something that causes hospitalization of mismanagement of medications, because that's a huge part of what we do, too, is make sure our seniors take their medications on schedule, because mismanagement of meds, as you know, Dr. Gene, is that's a high percentage of the reasons our seniors are hospitalized sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And, the bottom line on this, Myles, what you do is you allow our older adults to age in place. And this gives them a higher opportunity to survive, because there are too many things that, as we get older, we don't recognize the dangers, the pitfalls that could be taking place, not just the throw rug that might trip someone or a hassock they might stumble over, but the medicines that they're taking are not available or not taken correctly. So these are all the advantages that by Comfort Keepers gets into the home, sees the potential problems, but allows them to be smoothed out so they don't become such a problem that you end up in the hospital and never getting back to home. So aging in place, that's what our goals need to be for older adults in the next 5 to 10 years. And, a lot of that role is going to be played by organizations that you have and you and all of us are involved with, Myles, of Comfort Keepers being in there, putting the professionals in there that can recognize these ongoing problems and threats that are put down and eliminated to a high degree because you are there. And that's important.
Right, and therein lies one of the biggest differences between home health and medical versus what Comfort Keepers does as well, is we don't ever call on a healthcare professional because we're doing well. I mean, you go to a doctor because you may be ill or you've suffered an accident or a slip and fall, so obviously it's after the fact that we seek medical attention. Home care is preventative and proactive so that you don't have to call that friendly neighborhood Dr. Dorio because you haven't slipped and fallen and broken a hip or you haven't mismanaged your meds. So, what I said earlier when folks will say, well, we don't need you yet, is that's a healthcare professional. You call them when you need them. With home care, we're proactive to prevent that medical necessity of a healthcare professional. So, we don't want mom trying to get into that slippery shower by herself and slipping and falling and breaking a hip or suffering a head trauma. Because as you said, when, that happens at a given age, that could be the beginning of the end. We don't recover as quickly as we used to. So we want to prevent that necessity for healthcare professions by making sure meals are being eaten and medications are being taken and safety in and out of the shower. So that's the proactive part of what Comfort Keepers does. And as we're trying to gnaw away at the fact that insurance, other than long-term care insurance, doesn't really cover home care, what we're finding is the bean counters of the healthcare insurance and such are saying, wait a minute, if we start to pay for a little proactive home care under our benefit plan, we're going to save a lot of money down the road when there's a health emergency because of not having assistance in the home. So some of the Medicare Advantage plans like Kaiser and United Healthcare and some of the Advantage plans, they've actually greenlit them, putting their toe in the water, so to speak, to cover some home care. They still haven't taken advantage of it yet. But I truly see down the road Medicare and a lot of insurance is just fully covering home care because it is such a, and I hate to talk about the business aspect of it, but that's what we know the insurances look at and stuff is the cost benefit of them preventing the medical emergency versus covering home care. And that's so important right now because our seniors, especially during COVID, are, they're suffering from isolation and depression. And I mean, it's just horrible, this predicament we're in right now. And a lot of our clients, companionship is listed on our brochure. A lot of times it's kind of triaged down to the bottom because of other needs that might be needed in the home. But right now, companionship is really finding its way toward the top of the needs of our seniors who are suffering from loneliness and depression because they're kind of, locked in their home right now. So it's a huge part of what we do.
And that is so important also, Myles. It really is.
Absolutely.
Because companionship is critical. It really is. And it's interesting, going back to taking care of the people and having seniors getting into showers. Getting into showers are it's very dangerous for seniors. I know that my shower at home gets used only when my daughter or granddaughter come and visit me. And thankfully, Russ, about 5 years ago, bought me a walk-in tub for my birthday. And that literally saved his life as far as being able to shower because you can open that door, walk in, and sit down and still have a shower capability. And I don't know what I'd do without it because I don't like getting in the shower, It really is. It's dangerous for elderly people because, as you know, the steadiness disappears quite a bit. As you get older, you're not quite as steady on your feet.
Sure. But that's why we have safety bars and roll-in showers, and it makes it a lot easier. And I have had many families here in Santa Clarita who have changed their bathrooms to adjust for their patients getting older so that they can, if they are in a wheelchair, they can be rolled into a shower and taken care of that way and not even get out of the wheelchair. So there are ways of overcoming that. But just going back to the important aspect of this, right now in our society, as you get older, it's like a slide. You're sliding downhill, and at the bottom is a nursing home. And here we are still in our society thinking that that's a good place for older adults, whereas now we know it's been a trap for those getting COVID. So we have to start thinking about eliminating the bottom of the slide and keeping people at home and allowing them to age in place. We have to start doing that. And without organizations like Comfort Keepers in Home Care, it's not going to happen. But Myles, you're absolutely right. I think Medicare will start to pay for this because they have found the benefits to what you are doing to help our seniors stay in their home. Critically important.
Well, and there's that old sayings a lot of times, we don't know what we don't know. And that's why we offer, if our families or our seniors are exploring the benefits of home care, we offer a free in-home assessment where my nurse care manager will come in and sit with a family and discuss the options and the benefits of home care. But back to what we don't know what we don't know is, I mean, you mentioned something just kind of off the cuff that a little bit ago that is so important, and that's a throw rug that might trip mom or dad, or some of the benefits that are out there, because sometimes we can't see the forest for the trees, but just like Barbara mentioned, the walk-in tub is like, oh gosh, that would benefit mom extremely, or making sure that there's grab bars in the proper strategic locations of the shower and handrails and what are the surface changes in the home that might interrupt a walker or a wheelchair, and some of the durable medical equipment that's available out there that makes it so much more safe and easy for our seniors to age in place.
Right. So, Myles, can we walk through this literally? I do house calls. I go into a home. A comfort keeper comes in. They make an assessment. We got a lot of eyes now looking at things around that the family and even the resident, the senior, doesn't recognize. So can you walk us through what Comfort Keepers does in terms of that assessment, the initial assessment, as they've been invited in? What can we do for your loved one? But what are some of the things that you do to make that assessment?
Well, obviously, the first thing we do is the physical assessment of our senior. Is what are the needs of the care plan is what we call it, which is very flexible. Is because basically anything that doesn't take a medical license to do, our Comfort Keepers can do. But obviously, we triage what the most highly rated needs are. So when my care managers come into the home, it's a multi-level assessment. Not only the physical and emotional needs of our client, but the environment that they're living in, and so we have a whole checklist, a safety checklist, all the way down to, is there an active fire extinguisher in the house? Things that, again, not seeing the forest for the trees is the little things that are like, oh my goodness, I hadn't even thought about that. So it's a real all-encompassing assessment, the environment, the physical, the emotional, anything that would assess and allow our seniors to safely age in place. And that's a multitude of different, ingredients that, kind of comes together to create that care plan.
I have never, that fire extinguisher is important. I've never actually thought of that. When I walk up to the door for the first time, I'm always looking around to see how we can adapt the entryways to ramp. So right off the bat, I'm looking to see the size of the door, the size of the hallway, of course the throw rugs and everything else. But right away, your brain and my brain work in the same way in terms of being observant and knowing where problems have occurred and going right after those things in terms of our assessment. It's critical and important to do the multi-level assessment as opposed to just saying, oh, yeah, that hassock's in the way, we have to get rid of it. It's not as simple as that. There's way more to it, the physical side, the psychological side, and then the structural side of the environment.
And it's the little things that sometimes sneak up and bite us in the hiney, too, because as our seniors age, a lot of times, the smell and taste start to vanish. So they may be eating spoiled food and not even realize it. Now they get food poisoning and get extremely sick because they ate, food in the refrigerator that long should have been thrown away. So, I mean, it's just like those little things, maybe their medications, our seniors change their medications a lot. So when they get new prescriptions by the doctor, is there somebody there to make sure the old ones are thrown away and that there's nothing that's going to interact badly with the new prescriptions? And we work hand in hand with home health, so because obviously, as I've mentioned a multitude of times, we're not doctors, so we can't fill that med tray. We can't dictate what medication, but we can follow a schedule. So we can work with home health or even home visit doctors to fill that med tray. We have a very precise schedule that we make sure that the medications are taken on time. We also, and this is something that's very important that we encourage our clients. We have what we call a ready bag. Is you should have a bag that, God forbid it's needed, that you have to call 911 and you have to go to the hospital. You should have a ready bag that has, comfort items as much as a slipper or a robe that you like, because again, when you get to the hospital, you're going to get that old gown or whatever they give you, but you should have an active medication list. So if you do call 911, the paramedics, and or when you go to the hospital, that you have a current list of what medications you're on. Anything that you may need for a multi-day stay in the hospital, your advanced healthcare directive. So if you go to the hospital and you can't speak on your own behalf, who is your agent of your advanced healthcare directive? Always have a copy of that, taped to the refrigerator or the back of the door or whatever, and some of our seniors, prefer a DNR. If that's what your wishes are, have that readily available, either in your ready-to-go bag or somewhere in the home that's easily accessible. So this is all part of the things that we've talked about in the past as far as aging with a plan. Sometimes we have to think about the uncomfortable situations, but we have to be, prepared for them. That old cliche, I always lean on cliches. People don't plan to fail; they just fail to plan.
That's true. That's very true. And Myles and Jane, we have to take a break. We'll be back in a few minutes. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220 KHTS.
When a day of distance learning is done, don't just fold up the laptop and give your child another screen to stare at. Give them a place to be inspired. iCreate is a safe and welcoming space to support students' academic pursuits through child-focused supplemental learning. We help learners ages 5 through 12 exercise their minds, bodies, and creative spirits both indoors and out, emphasizing play and curiosity. We know right now your entire family is adapting to distance learning. iCreate has flexible hours to accommodate different online release times, and our facility is fully COVID guideline compliant to ensure a safe and productive in-person environment. We're open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Come explore how a play-based approach can develop your child's problem-solving and social skills and improve their distance learning performance. iCreate is now enrolling. For more information, visit littleleaders.org/iCreate. Little Eye Leaders, free to think, inspired to lead.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and when I invented My Pillow, I wanted to have everything you'd ever want in a pillow. You can adjust the patented fill to your exact individual needs. You can wash and dry My Pillow. It has a 10-year warranty not to go flat, and it's made in the USA. And now, for a limited time, you can get a queen-size premium My Pillow for the lowest price ever. Regularly $69.98, now only $29.98. That's a $40 savings. I'm also giving you deep discounts on all my MyPillow products, including my bed sheets, mattress toppers, and bath towels. Not only are you getting the lowest prices ever, but they make the best Christmas gifts ever. Buy now and I'll extend my 60-day money-back guarantee to March 1st, 2021.
Go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KHTS or call 800-973-3927 and use the promo code KHTS. That's 800-973-3927 or go to MyPillow.com and use the promo code KHTS.
Great healthcare just got easier and more convenient in Canyon Country. Facey Canyon Country is now open directly off the Soledad Canyon exit off the 14 freeway. The 37,000 square foot clinic houses Facey Medical Group primary care physicians, pediatricians, and specialists. Facey has easy 24/7 online appointment scheduling for PCPs and peds. For more information or to make an appointment, visit facey.com. That's FACEY.com.
This is a Rita's Daybreak. There's a huge crowd at Rita's. With so many amazing flavors, every day's a treat. Let's see what folks are celebrating.
I lost my first tooth. No more training wheels. My dog photo got 37 likes.
3 kids, 3 activities, 0 meltdowns. There you have it. Layer it, blend it, or drink it with Italian ice and creamy custard. So many reasons to celebrate at Rita's. This has been a Rita's Daybreak.
It's like no other station I've ever listened to. It's great.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host, Dr. Jean Dorio, on your hometown station, 98.1 FM, AM 1220, KHTS. And we're speaking with Myles McNamara of Comfort Keepers, one of our sponsors. And let's continue what we were talking about during the break. I think that's very important.
Yeah, kind of the crux of that was we don't know what we don't know, and
Yes.
Dr. Dorio and I were talking offline there during the commercial. You know, Comfort Keepers is a national franchise. I own 2 offices, and I own the Santa Clarita Valley, whatever. So I have my comfortkeepers.com, but I've also created a microsite called seniorcaresantaclarita.com that is more personalized. I have videos there to answer questions. I've got, you know, things that we've discussed earlier in the show that, you know, that we sometimes don't think about. So I would encourage folks to go to seniorcaresantaclarita.com. Obviously, you can call me direct and or my care manager, and we can answer any questions and kind of go from the 30,000-foot level all the way down to where the rubber meets the road, just to explore the possibilities and the options to keep our seniors safe in their own home. And when is a helping hand a good choice?
Well,
Right,
the other
and,
thing too, Myles, many seniors possibly don't have access to computers and don't really know how to use them. And that's
You'd be
something.
surprised, though. Seniors are the largest growing demographic of the internet right now, which is kind of spearheads into what we talked about last month a little bit as far as while you're learning this new trick is to be aware of internet scams as well, which we can talk about next month. But you're absolutely right, Barbara. I mean, sometimes that, you know, that's why I said you can call us direct as well. If you don't have access to the internet or the website, is pick up that phone, give us a call. You know, as I said, there's no charge for that first consultation or assessment or home visit or whatever we want to call it. Just to ask the questions, because you have to start the conversation, not only about home care, but that what we talked about as well is aging in place and aging with a plan. Don't plan to fail, but fail to plan. I mean, all those, again, cute little cliches, but it's really important to focus on these things before it becomes an emergency.
That's right. That's right.
Exactly.
And it's critical. It really is. So comfortkeepers.com, seniorcaresantaclarita.com, and what is a phone number?
661, of course, 287-4200, 287-4200. And again, you could, you know, explore any avenue to do your information gathering, but it costs nothing to gather information. And as you start that aging in place exploration, it's really important to know what's out there to benefit you because, you know, our seniors want to stay in their own home. Some choose to go to that cruise ship on land that's referred to as assisted living sometimes. But most want to stay in their own home, and the ability is there. But start that info gathering before it becomes an emergency, because we don't make the same kind of calm decisions in an emergency that we do when we're just exploring and information gathering.
That's very true. And how do you feel, Myles, about having a bracelet or a necklace where you can push a button?
Oh, that's huge. Yeah, the emergency response system. I just shipped one to my mom again. Her first one got burnt up in the fire up there. No, those are huge. Unless you have 24-hour care or somebody in the home with you all the time, I couldn't. I mean, those are so inexpensive. You can get them like $40, $45 a month, where you can wear it as some of the necklaces actually have fall detectors as well. So I mean, or you can wear it as like a little watch band so that you always have help a push of a button away. So yes, I mean, that is huge. I mean, I'm glad you brought that up, because an emergency response system is so important, and they're waterproof. You can wear those pendants in the shower. You never have to take it off. So you always have help at a push of a button away.
Well, the other thing too is, what about this? What's her name? She's called Alexa. Wouldn't that be an appropriate thing to have in a home, in strategic places also?
Yeah, I mean, the Echo Dot or the Alexa or the Google Home, but they're not driven for emergency response. I mean, so she's going to talk to you and tell you the weather, but she's not going to call 911 for you. I mean, you could program to do that, but an emergency response system is geared for those emergency situations. So I would recommend that over Alexa. I mean, she's a nice gal, but she's not geared for the emergency.
but
Always
something
great
around the
information,
neck.
Myles, appreciate it. Myles, thank you so much for all the information you give. Our time is up right now. We are sponsored by you, Myles, at Comfort Keepers In-Home Care, Santa Clarita Hearing Center, Traditions Home and Hospice Care. Listen to us next week on the Senior Hour. Go and enhance your quality of life.